everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to use a graphic graph the similarities and differences between described Gen X and interviews. In your career, you encounter many different kinds of writing assignments, each with their own requirements. One of the most common is the comparison-contrast essay, in which you focus on the ways in which certain things or ideas are either similar or different from each other. By assigning such essays, your instructors are encouraging you to make connections between texts or ideas in the world, engage in critical thinking, and go beyond merely describing or summarizing what happened in order to generate interesting analysis. When you reflect on similarities and differences, you gain a different understanding of the items you're comparing, their relationship to each other, and what's most important about them. For today's activity, you'll be using the following graphic organizer. Go ahead and write your name and date at the top in this space, as well as the names of your Gen Z and Gen X interviewees in the top two boxes. In the How Alike box, you'll write notes on their similarities. Compare your interviewees' responses to each question and highlight where you see similarities. You can then write these notes in complete sentences, like I have, or you can use bullet points and keywords or phrases to highlight similarities. If you have mostly similarities, you may want to use bullet points since it will probably give you some more room. As you can see in my box, I interviewed my brother, Harry, and my father, Tom. Technically, my brother is a millennial and my father is a baby boomer, but you'll still use the same process for your interviews. Both my father and brother agree that public education needs much improvement and that schools have not evolved quickly enough to meet the challenges of the 21st century. Regarding politics, they're both in tune with the news and election debates, but they find it hard to trust most politicians. My father and brother are two very different people, and so I thought it was interesting that both of them wanted to be a cop or a firefighter when they grew up. The How Different boxes are meant to help you see the differences between your Gen X and Gen Z interviewees. There were just way too many differences for me to list, so I listed the main ones in my example. You can see in the middle how I wrote the topic of the question that their answers differed on. You can do the same with your graphic organizer. From this, you can tell that my father is a pretty strong supporter of capitalism, while my brother supports more socialist approaches towards government. My brother is more accepting of interracial marriage and the LGBT community and gender as a spectrum, whereas my father is more skeptical of the emergence of these new groups of people, not that they're new to society, but just new to his awareness. As far as values, my brother listed courage, creativity, and collaboration as his top values, and my father listed independence, freedom, and hard work. Again, in this section, you can use complete sentences like I have, or bullet points with words and phrases. Finally, you're going to be summarizing your conclusions in this reflection space below. This is the section where you may start to identify some of the major themes of your interviewee responses. I could sense that both my father and brother were passionate about the issues being discussed, but that they have very different beliefs about how to go about solving society's issues. Gen Z seemed more open to listening and accepting new ideas, while Gen X seemed to trust what was already in place and was more resistant towards change. As far as themes, I thought these differences might have something to do with parenting style or exposure to the media, access to technology. Both generations seemed aware of the stereotypes that people have of their generation. So once you complete your graphic organizer, go ahead and take a picture of it and email it to me at megane_barbie@charleston.k12.sc.us. I'm going to attach a copy of that model graphic organizer for you to use while you're completing your own. Thank you, and let me know if you have any questions at all.